What's up, guys? Thanks for tapping in. Today's banger, we're rolling out of Florida and cutting through bluegrass country for a wild one, the Cornbread Mafia. Farm boys who scaled weed like a cash crop and got clipped by the eye in the sky. This is the Moving Weight Podcast, and if you love outlaw history, hit like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Let's ride. Picture Central Kentucky, Marion, Nelson, and Washington counties, rolling hills, church lots, county fairs, folks who could fix anything with grit and baling wire. Tobacco was king, but the prices dropped, and unfortunately the bills didn't. That's the pressure cooker. People here know farming the way a fisherman knows tides. They read weather without looking up. They can eyeball a field and tell you what it needs. So when times got tight, some of that know-how slid into the shadows. Not flashy, not cartel vibes, just country problem solving with an illegal crop. You've got neighbors helping neighbors, cousins, uncles, friends of friends, land gets shared, equipment gets shared, labor moves like a harvest crew. And because this farm country, quiet is the rule. No bragging, no camera, no randoms. If you didn't need to know, you didn't know. The story of the Cornbread Mafia, it scales quick. One field turns into 5. 5 turned into 20 as fast as you could turn around. They started to move across state lines. Crews ride out for the season, then roll back home when it cools down. Barns and silos, they don't hold feed anymore. They hide activity. From the road, everything looks regular, a little dusty, real normal. That's kind of the point, right? And then there was Johnny Boone, a soft-spoken farm guy with a logistics brain. Not a kingpin in a movie, more like a hub and a wheel. Knows the land, knows the people, knows to keep things moving. Keeps quiet. He's an outlaw, not a street corner hustler. So what made it work? Country skills, timing, camouflage, a code. Keep your mouth shut, keep your head down, handle business, and then go home. And the money, it's not Lamborghini money. It's a new roof on your house money, a tractor money, debt paid money. That keeps temptation low and loyalty high. But there's a problem with getting big. Big, as y'all know, big gets noticed. In the 80s, the game changes completely. Helicopters and spotter planes start sweeping rural America, looking for that one color green that just doesn't belong. From up there, a field that's too perfect, too uniform, and too loud, that's a highlighter mark on a brown map. The crews, well, they try to stay clever, but the sky doesn't blink. Pilots run grids. Deputies ride along. Different agencies compare notes, and once a hotspot pops, boots hit the ground. Drive-bys, trail cams, power checks, paperwork, all of that. Lots of boring police work that slowly becomes a picture. Think of it like this. You can hide a patch in the weeds, hide 2, maybe hide 10. But once you scale into an operation, your rhythms get loud, supply runs, fertilizers, random trucks at odd hours. Small towns notice when patterns don't fit the beat. In the late 80s, up north, a farm looks regular until somebody slides the door and the whole story is inside. Plants, gear, packaging, the works. The raid is a domino. Not the end, but the beginning to the end. Investigators connect trucks to plates, plates to names, and names back to counties in Kentucky. More barns pop, more plots light up, a grow here and there, a stash spot across state lines. The map starts to breathe. Not random anymore, but a network. Word gets out, but the code holds. Folks keep quiet. There is no social media, no flexing, no hey, look at me. Just clammed up farmer boys, lawyers on retainer, and no comment from front porches. Then the feds step up to the microphones with the names the press can't resist. The Cornbread Mafia. It sounds like a joke till you count the cases. Dozens of farms across dozens of states. Most of the people tied back to one tight patch of Kentucky. But here's the part that makes the prosecutors chew on the pen cap. Nobody talks, not a single person. No tapes, no wires, no co-ops, no flipping, nothing. Judges here, Your Honor, my client has nothing to say, over and over and over again without chatter. The big fancy conspiracy charges, they get harder and harder because silence is the shield. Johnny Boone, he runs through this story like a thread. Does time, gets out, keeps that low profile. Years pass. Then one day, helicopters are flying over his property and spot seedlings riding on a trailer near his place out to a field. That sparks the raid. Thousands of plants pulled up by the roots. Boone, well, he disappeared. He's a ghost. And Boone stays a ghost for years. Border towns, cold winters. I mean, you can change your zip code, but the story follows. When they finally catch him, he looks just like the land he came from. Weathered, quiet, and still not interested in giving a speech. The point isn't the arrest, it's the arc. A farm kid who scaled an outlaw crop, did his time, tried to keep it simple, and still couldn't run his past. A past that was big enough to have its own nickname. So, let's answer it straight. How did the Cornbread Mafia get caught? Not in a movie-style raid. It was pressure, over time. Flyovers tag suspicious fields, task force compare notes, utility spikes that don't match a sleepy farm, rental trucks in and out of properties at the wrong time, wrong place, fertilizer orders that can make a co-op clerk raise an eyebrow, a neighbor who notices lights where lights shouldn't be. Put all that into one basket and shake, patterns fall out. A picture forms, county by county, barn by barn. That's how myths turn into math. And math doesn't lie. This story is hard to understand without understanding the culture. These are farm families. Loyalty is more important than oxygen. People, they protect their own. We don't talk business outside of the kitchen. That kind of vibe, and because the money went to the real life fixes, mortgages, tractors, keeping the light on, it didn't flash. The less you flex, the longer you last. But every code has a breaking point. When attention gets national and agencies pile on, the circle gets tighter and tighter. The nights get longer, and the odds start leaning heavily the other way. The Cornbread Mafia was proof that the biggest threat to the imported product wasn't always boats or planes. Sometimes it was homegrown. The networks showed what rural skills can do when they stack. Organization, timing, and discipline, all pointed at one crop. Fast forward, and the word flips. Legal markets in some states, dispensaries, lab testing, tax stamps, a whole different universe. But even when the law changes, in certain places, the lesson from back then still stands. The moment your operation becomes a machine, it starts leaving footprints. Machines make patterns. Patterns, well, they get found. The Cornbread Mafia built the biggest homegrown weed play America had ever seen. At the time, it was just local. It was loyal and was built on the same stubborn pride people used to coax a crop out of rough ground. And that strength doubled as a weakness. The bigger they grew, the easier they were to spot. From the sky, on paper, and in the rhythms of small towns that know exactly what normal looks like. In the end, the sky found them. The numbers trapped them, and those quiet country roads all led to the same place. Courtrooms with microphones that finally said the name out loud. when they screamed Cornbread Mafia, it was all over. Hey, if you made it the whole way through this video and you rocked with it, smash that like button, tap that subscribe, and drop a comment in the comment below, cornbread. So I know you were here. Tell me what you want to see next. The Dixie Mafia, the Miami Cowboys, the Everglades Runners, or a deep dive into the Star Island legends. This is the Moving Weight Podcast, and I appreciate you for tapping in. Let's keep it rolling.